My cheating fiance said that her affair was just a test. So I said goodbye to her and now she is saying that I overreacted. Yesterday I met my fiance at our wedding venue for our 4-month out meeting to finalize details. We drove to the venue separately because she was leaving straight from work. Towards the end of the meeting she let me know her friend was dropping off her rental car and needed a ride home and asked if it would be okay. I said yes, thinking nothing of it as it wasn't that far from our home and I know her friend well. I get home and tried to get in touch with her for the next 3 hours. No answer. At approx the 1:30 mark I texted her friend and asked if she had made it to her okay. I was very worried. My fiancé ends up coming home and says sorry it took longer than expected, she hung out with her friend for a bit before leaving. Okay, no biggie, just LMK next time please. Her friend gets back to me a few minutes later and says sorry I couldn't make it to the venue, didn't see your fiancé tonight. I asked her why she would say this and she said she didn't know she can't control what her friend says and walked outside. I'm sketched out AF by this point. I have never done this but I looked at her phone records, yes I did and don't regret it. I saw that when she went outside she called her friend that had texted me right after she went outside. I also saw an hour-long call with a number I didn't know on the way to the venue. I asked her what rental place they went to and multiple other questions. She had quick answers and they seemed legit. I thought maybe I'm crazy here, I need to chill and sleep on it. This morning I asked her to please see the text from her friend asking her to pick her up and I would apologize for questioning her the previous night. She said no. I said when I caught up to you yesterday on the way to the venue I saw you were on the phone, who was that? She said oh that's the friend I picked up later on. That's when I knew for a fact she was lying. I said I looked at her phone records and knew that wasn't true. She then changed her story to say oh I needed to meet up with a coworker to discuss a patient. Who is the coworker and why couldn't you discuss that over the phone? I need to show him the techniques in person, his name is Michael. Okay, I am sketched out beyond belief at this point, we never lie to each other. I asked to see the text with Michael. She said wouldn't let me see. I said why not if there's nothing to hide? Are you having an affair? Do you not want to be together anymore? She pauses and proceeds to tell me all the things that are wrong with me. I work too much, I don't spend enough time with her, don't listen. I'm astonished at this point, all of this is news to me. I put 2 and 2 together at this point, I know something sketchy is going on. I again asked to see the texts. It took about a half hour of convincing to see these texts and they were crazy. Intimate in nature and talking a lot of bad things about me. Also how she wanted to be with him and how they're essentially in love. She started this job 1.5 months ago, he is her coworker. He is also 15 to 20 years older and divorced with multiple kids. I have been financially supporting her for the last few months as she got back on her feet and was working extra so she wouldn't have to pick up a part-time job. We own a house which we both live in with 3 dogs and a horse. Sorry for the novel, I am beside myself right now. I did not see this coming and we were going to get married in 4 months. Any advice would help. As an update, I was finally able to sit down with her tonight and go over this. Again, she came in trying to blame me for what she did. Trying to justify the cheating and lying as a direct result of my lack of communication and listening. She said she wouldn't have had to start talking to this guy if I had been listening better. I spend too much time in the office working and don't dedicate enough time to her. I tried to explain that I was putting in extra hours to try and support her and the family financially while she was struggling so she wouldn't have to get a part-time job. She said she would have rather gotten a part-time job, which makes no sense to me. She was under the impression that because this was short-lived, 1 week she say, and they only made out once that we could move past this. When I brought up the texts where she was trashing me and talking intimately with him, she deflected hard and I got nowhere with that. I told her that I'm not the reason that this is happening. She went too far and should have communicated with me or thought about the implications first. That I can never trust her again and this is all because of her actions. Whether she wants to try and justify this as my fault is up to her. At the end of this part it got a bit calmer. I said listen, we just really need to figure out the house we own jointly and the 3 dogs. We came to the conclusion that either I stay and buy her out or we sell and get new places. The dogs, one of us will get one, the other 2 TBD. So that's where this left off tonight and we'll continue to keep you all posted on progress. Curious what you all would do about the house. Financially I can support it alone but it is nearly 3,000 square feet and 5 acres of land which was bought solely to have her horse. She is taking the horse when she leaves and boarding it at a barn.